Good afternoon to all of you, especially all the dedicated teachers who are in this session. First of all, I'm Kausalya from Asia Pacific International School, and I would like to share my idea about marking and feedback. So I've been teaching in Key Stage 2. But then the good news is this method is appropriate for Key Stage 1 students as well. All right, I will start on with feedback. First of all, what is feedback? Feedback is an essential part of learning. It is very important part because by giving feedback, that is how a communication can be built with students as well, and also parents. And by providing students with feedback, it can actually give a very good impact towards their learning and achievement. You would not believe it that it can actually give a very good improvement in their overall studies and lesson as well. All right, thank you. Yep. So, but then there's a few requirements in order to come up with an effective feedback, especially target. It should be something accurate, and it should be more to a student-oriented target. So it should be something that they could achieve. All right, thank you, Haley. These are the keys for an effective feedback. First of all, it should be goal referenced. It has to be a goal for them. You need to set up a goal for them in order to achieve it. The students will get motivated by looking at the goal that they have set. And it's much easier if the child is already knowledge about what goal they are supposed to achieve. And secondly, it has to be timely, which means marking should be something done on a timely basis. So it's the best to get them right after the lesson or the latest by the next day so that they can get on a daily basis of improvement. The third one would be it should be something actionable. For instance, you're giving an example. Maybe you could actually say a piece of work. You can just give them an example saying that maybe you could give an answer with using connectives in it. So right the next day, you can go back to the child and check with the child if the child has used connectives or not. This will really help the child in many ways. All right, next would be the desired result that we should be clear about. It should be something that the student can understand as well. So our comments should be something simple and something that they could understand and achieve some criteria in it as well. All right. And consistent, it has to be something consistent, and most important, it should be something accurate, and definitely it should be something given to the student for their own effort as well. So by recognizing that, that would really help the child. And lastly, the effective feedback would be the ongoing feedback that you're giving them. So you are tracking down their experience, their improvement as you go on and on. All right, thank you. These are an example of a marking. If you can notice, there's a question over there. Can you find an example of formal language? This is an example of to check on how the feedback from a child could be. So by giving a question to the child would reply you with an answer that they think would be appropriate for that particular lesson that has been conducted. So even if you don't get a chance to really listen to the child during the lesson, while marking their book, you will get the idea of how much understanding the child has achieved throughout the lesson as well. Thank you. So just to have a think about it, what strength do you think this piece of work have? So have a think about it. And you can, if you can notice, this piece of work could be done in a better way as well. For example, you can actually have a positive feedback first. For instance, complimenting them and then giving them with another feedback on where they should improve and how they can actually make their piece of work better. All right, thank you. And here are a few examples as well. This is something that I have been practicing over my experience in EPIS. I would actually write comments for students and require them to reply me so that I can actually see they have read my comment, and if they have achieved what my comment about it is. So it will help them understand what I have said. And sometimes I would even ask them questions. Do you think you can make your piece of work better? So they would reply with another constructive feedback saying, yes, I would try to do this better by adding more points, key points and all. So this will have a two-way communication with them. It doesn't only give assurance for students, but then it also gives an assurance for parents when they look up on your books. So when they look at a book, they will know there's a solid communication between teachers and parents and students as well. All right, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Kausalya. Thank you very much. And I know that you've done a lot of work with marking, but you don't just mark after the lessons, right?
I do. This is something that I used to do around during lessons. I will like go around and check on their books, and I will leave maybe small comments. Well done, you have done it well, and all this, just to have a communication with the students so that they would know that the teacher is actually checking their work. Because basically, student doesn't really like if you're taking too long time to come back to them. They were like, I have done this piece of work and it needs to be checked. They will be curious to know what would be the good comments, because as a child, we are all after good comments, and you see, compliments. We do like compliments. Nobody.
Well, I don't think it's just children. I think adults like instant feedback as well. We are terrible at being patient. Let's be fair.
Yep.
So don't blame the children here. So basically you use your pen, walk around the room and put comments while you go.
Yep. So they would really be delighted, and some would want to get those comments as well. They would try their level best to earn good names, and they will try their level best to do their best piece of work. Sometimes they might be impatient. They will just bring their book and, teacher, just have a look at this. Do you think this is good?
Absolutely. So they're working harder so that they can get that approval. And did you want to add anything?
Well, there aren't any questions here, but if I could ask a question, Kausalya. I think a lot of this is definitely very, very useful. It is what the students will strive on. And I'm really glad to see the fact that you've got a lot of positive affirmations going on with this. And now, how do we manage with timing? I'm always thinking from the teacher perspective, because most of the time teachers have got not enough time. And, in a class, sometimes of 40 students, to get to write that much of comments will take a lot of time. So do you have any tips for that, please?
All right. If you're talking about timing, this is how I would actually manage my timing. I would mark a piece of work and I will have a standard question. So, for example, I will have like, what have you achieved your success criteria for this particular lesson? And I would just have it like a question. And I'll say, or I might say, well done. So I'll have that as a template for that particular day. So I will just give out this same comment for like 5 students, and then the other set of 5 students with a different comment. So it comes in a way as you mark and you get used to it. The question comes just like that. It's just like how you're doing questioning in the classroom. You're just picking up some of that and writing it in.
Right. Thank you. Thank you so much. I think the fact that you have focus groups whereby you can actually give specific comments to that really helps, isn't it? That's what you're saying as well.
True.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely. Excellent.